Hello. I want to especially welcome you to class today. My name is Prof RSK. Today's section, we will be discussing water, and we will want to know which water source is good for drinking. There are a lot of water sources, but we want to test which one is good for drinking. Join me in class as we break this one down. As stated earlier, today is a very special science section, and we are looking at our very first activity for this academic season. We want to appreciate the various water sources that we have. But before we go, we want to say that a source of water is generally where we get water from. So we have various sources, including tap water, we have well, we have sea, we have rivers, we have pond, and many other sources. Streams, rain, and all that. We have a lot of sources of water. But which of the sources, which of the source of water, which of them is best for drinking, is best for usage, is safe enough for us to use? And that is our quest today. Today we are going straight to the laboratory to look at which water is best for drinking. I want to welcome you to join us today as we move straight to the lab. But before we go, there are some few things that we have to take note of. And I want to say that, please, let's get to know that there are some cautionary things that we need to observe in the lab. And so if you have your lab manual, activity 1.0, quickly flip, and then let's go to GP G4 group activity 1.0. All right, so we are looking at getting to know which water is good for drinking, as stated earlier. But the caution here is that no learner is supposed to taste, or is supposed to touch, is supposed to play with the water samples that has been displayed. You are not supposed to touch it. You are not supposed to taste it. You are not supposed to do any other thing unless you have been instructed to do so. So please pay particular attention as you have come to the lab. So we are looking at, we want to investigate which water is good for drinking. And we have stated that it is important that we do not taste the water sample because it is not safe. We cannot assure you of its pure state, purified state, or treated state. So please do not taste it. Don't taste it. Please, even if you are practicing at home, do not taste the water. All right. Now, what do we need in this activity? What do we need? We need 4 plain containers, all right, transparent ones. I have one here. You can see I have a transparent container here, all right. And then we need 4 of them. And then we also need some water samples from different sources. So we have water samples from different sources, all right. I have another one there, okay. From different sources, we have different sources of water displayed, okay. We'll be looking at them. And then these water sources should include the sea, the tap, rivers, and then ponds, all right, or wells if you have. So today I came with my water samples. As you can see, I am ready. All right, I hope you're also ready. So get your water samples and then let's begin. All right, Prof RSK is the name, and I am here making science easy and interesting. All right, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Our parents, our guidance are going to help us, our aunties, our uncles are going to help us get the water source, just as I have done. All right, so do not go to any water source without your parents, without assistance. Just stay at home and then they will get it for you. So once you have gotten your water sample like I have done, then we are ready to go. All right, so do not get the water alone. Do not get it alone. Try and get somebody to assist you. And then after we've done that, we are going to arrange our empty containers, and then we are going to fill them with the water. Okay, so we'll label them, try and label it. Okay, so I label mine nicely, as you can see it over there. I've labeled it nicely. All right, so I have my seawater, I have my well water, I have everything in position. All right, so now that I have gotten all my various water samples, the very first thing that I am asked to find or to do is to check out for particles and check out for color, because we have stated earlier that a good drinking water is colorless. It does not have any color. It's tasteless, does not have any taste. It's odorless, does not have any scent or smell. A good drinking water is free from germs, and it is not it does not contain any particles and all that. So we are going to investigate this activity right here, right now. All right, so I'm going to look at my first water sample. That is the river water. All right, so if I bring it closer, I hope you can see. Now this is a river water, and even without doing anything to it, you can just see the particles that are at the base. You can see. All right, apart from its color, look at the color. All right, apart from the color, you realize that there are even particles in it. This is a river water, and you can see, we said a good drinking water should not have one color and two particles. So you can see these two things are disqualifying us from drinking this water. So river water cannot be drunk. You can't drink it. You can't drink it. All right. Please don't drink it. All right. If you want to drink this water, then you have to wait for our next section, water purification, how to purify this water. And we are going to teach it right here. So just wait and then learn how to purify this water before you can drink it. So it doesn't matter where you are in Ghana, wherever you are, in Africa, wherever you are, if you have a water source and the water is not very good, you see the color, you see the particles, certainly there will be germs in it, because there are a lot of things that are making this color and things like that. So please, you treat this water before you drink it. And how will you treat it? Wait for our next video. Thank you very much. So our first water, by color and particles, we have disqualified this water. All right. Then we have the seawater. Okay, so this is my seawater. I got it from the sea. Okay. So we have the seawater. The seawater looks a bit clear in terms of color. All right. It's a bit clear in terms of color, but you can see some tiny, tiny particles running through it. There are some tiny, tiny particles running through it. Okay, so because of that, it's disqualified. And if you cannot even see the tiny particles in it, you agree with me that the sea contains a lot of salt. So in terms of taste, the sea has salt. It's salty, all right? So the taste is going to be salty. So seawater is also disqualified because we said water should be what? All right, so we continue from here. Please note that we're talking about the seawater. We said seawater is it has taste in it. It tastes salty, so we cannot use the seawater. All right, so let us continue from here. Okay, so we're still on our work. All right, so we are comparing the water sources, and then we are getting to know which one is appropriate and which one is not appropriate. All right, so this is our well water. You can see the well water. There are some particles in it. Let's look at the base here. You can see some threads and some dirty things in it running through it. That is a well water. Okay, some particles in it. If you also have your hand lens and you can't really see very well, you can use the hand lens to magnify the well water, so you can see it very well. So well water is also disqualified based on the particles in it. Okay, so because you have not tasted the well water, we cannot really be certain that it has taste or not. But just because it has some particles in it and the color is not that too well, want to disqualify well water. Please, if you are home and you have well water, please treat it before you drink, because we have just seen some particles running through my well water and it is not very good for us to drink. All right, so we'll be looking at our very last one, and then we'll bring our section to an end. We have looked at the river water. We disqualify the river water based on the color, okay, and then the particles. Can you see the particles? You see this thing? Okay, let me try and shake it a little. I'm afraid my laptop will get wet. You see the particles here, all right? And it's circling here, you can see it, all right? I am afraid my laptop, I'll get the water. Okay, so I'm shaking it a little. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Okay, so we have disqualified that one. We have disqualified the seawater because it has salt in it. It has taste. And so good drinking water is tasteless, right? And then the river water too is no good because we see some particles running through it. You can see it from here. Just check it out. Okay, right. So we have disqualified that one too. Now let's go to our tap water. Our tap water, by far, no particles seen. The color is colorless. I have not tasted this one because we have been asked not to taste. All right, by far it is colorless. The taste, we have not tasted, so we put dash over there. What again? It is colorless. Okay, so let's smell it. Okay, there's no scent, there's no smell, all right? So I think that the tap water has everything that we are looking for. The tap water has everything that we are looking for. The color is colorless. There is no particles in it. We didn't see any particles moving through it. It is colorless. We didn't taste it, so we put dash over there because we didn't taste it. What again? It has no scent, okay? It is odorless. And so by far with these 4 water samples that I have displayed today, the most, I can say the best of them all is the tap water, all right? So if you want to drink any water, if you want to drink any water at home, please make sure it is the tap water and not the well water, nor the sea water or the river water, all right? So ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a big thank you for joining me today. It's been an awesome time. I want you to write your final report here, and I'm going to show you how it's going to be reported. You write the water sample, you look at the taste. Was there taste in it? Was there color? Was there any particle in it? You are going to write all your reports at this section, all right? So you draw a very nice table, which of course I am going to show you how the table is going to be drawn. You have your 4 different water samples labeled, and then at the top, you arrange color, taste, odor, and then particles to see whether we have all of them present. If it is present, you write present. If it is absent, you write absent or dash, all right? So I want to say a big thank you. My name is still Prof RSK. I am making learning of science very easy and interesting. See you in our next section. Bye-bye.